So I built these arrows. I took my time in the garage, putting them together, tuning them. I want to see how they group. The sight, I'm not sighted in, so I'm not really worried necessarily about where the group at per se, as long as it's on the target. I really just care about how these four arrows group together. Obviously, there's more people at the range, so we had to cut the video. But I'm not really here to show off my shooting skills. I'm just trying to show the group of these arrows. I think it's decent. We're gonna shoot another one because I can see them from here. I got 3 right next to each other, and then 1. The left to right was perfect, but it was a little bit high. I got the arrows numbered, so we'll see if that was just me. I do remember my peep not being perfectly aligned when it broke, so I think that was me. I think the height, you know, it being a little bit high was me. But regardless, I'm gonna shoot it again and see if arrow number 10 does the same thing again. So arrow number 10 was the one that was high. It's nice to have a paper plate down there, instead of just having that tape down there. When you hear that paper plate, you got that instant feedback. Okay, so that shot broke cleanly. I shot arrow number 10 first, and it was dead center. Man, what am I doing? It was dead center where the rest of them was, but I'll finish out the group. Okay, they all at least hit the pie plate at 50. The sun's starting to cook my face. All of that avocado oil that I put on my scalp starting to try to run down into my eyes. Let's see what we're looking like. So I got another one that's high. So what that's telling me, and I see what I'm doing, my shot will start to break down, and then what I start to do is I feel my nose starting to come off of the peep sight, and then that changes the alignment, and that's why I'm getting that, you know, that high or low variation. But that's just something I got to drill and work on in my shot form. But that's fine. I'm gonna stay clear. We're gonna, I don't have a different scripture for y'all, but it's the same scripture I've been going with. To him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. Nock tuning, turning that nock to influence your arrows to get a bullet hole every time on your bear shaft is boring, it's annoying, and it's tiring, but it's necessary. Actually, no, that might not be me then. That's number 10 again. So that's 2 times in a row that the group's been next to each other, and then arrow number 10 was high. We'll do it one last time. That was low, that was me. My bad, guys. You know when you shoot a jump and you just like off, yeah, or left, that's what that was. I knew immediately. That low one still would have killed the deer, it's fine. It's just annoying. Groups opening up a bit. One thing about shooting, I mean, once I tuned the bow this time and I put it back on the draw scale, it was almost at 78 pounds. So you might as well say, one thing about shooting an 80-pound bow is you gotta really, you know what I'm saying, you gotta really stay consistent shooting, because the stamina with it goes away. I can pull it back all day. It's really the bow arm. One knock that people have on these Matthews, they say they're heavy. I like them because the heavy bow helps me aim a little bit steadier. So any mistakes in my form or whatever, it's harder for me to move that bow when the shot's going off. So I like the heavy bow, but I have to shoot a few times a week to maintain that stamina holding it up. That ain't got nothing to do with these arrows. I just thought y'all would like to know. She done lost the arrow. We got plenty of time to do this stuff then. To the moon. All right, folks. Hey, if you know me, if you know anything about me and how I like to set up my arrows, you know I swear by these things. And not only have I set up dozens and dozens of arrows for myself, but I've done a lot of arrows for my buddies and for my friends, right? Or anybody who's asked for help. The thing is, this head here, the part, let me see. So the part that you put in here, you put it in here and then you're turning it to square it, right? Well, you're probably not gonna be able to see it because all the shadows and stuff, but my board here has gotten worn, a little bit more worn in one place than the other. So that's a little counterintuitive for something that's supposed to square your arrow perfectly at the end. And the first day I went to go and shoot these arrows through paper and come out here and shoot them at the range, what I found was I was getting some weird flight, and that had me chasing my tail. I couldn't figure out what was going on. What I came to find out was this board here, this little piece here, got a little bit more worn, so it wasn't actually squaring them. It was actually just warping my arrows on the front and the back, because I square the front and I square the end where the knock is. So just one thing to be aware of, folks. Take a look at your equipment. Sometimes they're gonna need some upkeep. If you know you've put them through for a few years, which I've had this pretty much since first year of bow hunting, you know, you might have to, and the replacements for these are super cheap. And so there's no reason to not replace this every few years. That's all. That's it. P-R-I-V-I-L-E-G-E-D. I know you know how to spell it. We're bow hunters out here, but we're also archers who take animals' lives, and we take that seriously. We don't take it lightly. So everything that we do, we're gonna do it to the best of our ability. To him that know what to do good and do it to not, to him it is sin. I'm telling y'all that. I tell myself that every day. Peace.